So I guess I can start with my ask, which is, I have helped so many people with their presentations over the years, but I have not personally presented mine for about 1.5 to 2 years. So we're getting ready to scale, so I'm kind of just getting ready for pitches. For example, for arts grants is a big one. So really just any feedback about your presentation, and honestly anything regarding the company as well. Feedback is a gift to me, so I really appreciate it. But yes, my name is founder. I'm the founder of Vertigreens. So it's a scalable approach to urban farming. We are located here in St. Louis and Maplewood. So first I want you to meet Charlie. Charlie is eating a salad in a local cafe in Central West End, enjoying himself looking at the beautiful view. However, that chef, in order for him to get that salad to Charlie, had to order his lettuce from a food distributor, and it's an average of 1,500 miles for that lettuce to get to Charlie's plate, which is just insane. And so chefs are really frustrated. Either a lot of the produce that they're sourcing has a lot of chemicals sprayed on them, the produce yields are not consistent because of seasonality issues, a lot of the travel that it has to be harvested prematurely in order for it to make it to the place, so it doesn't have the nutrients or the taste that it should have. And finally, there's limited accessibility specifically to niche products, even though there's an increasingly diversified food scene, especially within the Midwest. And so for the customer segments that we're looking at with these chefs is breaking down between smaller caterers, restaurants, and bars, and larger caterers. And we're really saying that they want consistency year-round with their produce. They really want to access these cool niche varietals. Flexible order quantities, because a lot of times you have to order so much and they're just wasting the food. This customizability factor. And finally, sustainability goals are huge. They have a certain percentage that they have to source locally, and they can't do that with some of the available produce they have today. And so the solution is to build a scalable network of hydroponic farms and shipping containers so that we can serve on a hyper-local level to the local food scenes and be able to do this at a nationwide scale so that all chefs can cook what they want instead of based on what's available. And that is actually my current farm right now. That was the delivery in Maplewood. And then that farther photo is actually one of the grow walls inside of the farm. That was one of our first harvests. So why hydroponics, or what is hydroponics? So hydroponics is a certain type of farming that literally means hydro water, and your roots are submerged in nutrient-dense water. So there's no soil, there's no fertilizers in the container, and we're using what's called CEA, Controlled Environment Agriculture. So what are the benefits? Well, year-round availability, no matter what time of the year. It could be negative 20 degrees outside, 120 Fahrenheit outside, doesn't matter. We can do consistent year-round availability for our produce. Microclimates within each container, you can create a unique microclimate, so temperature, lighting, CO2 levels, nutrient dosage, etc. That is really catered to those crops. We can create that optimal growing environment. There are no harsh chemicals used on our products, so there's no herbicides, pesticides, anything that can really affect their gut biome. And finally, it's water and land efficient. So as long as there's a way to get source of power and water, we can be located anywhere because it is only 325 square feet, which is equivalent to 3 acres of land inside. And it only uses about 5 gallons of water a day. So the business model, right now we're on the MVP. We've proven out our MVP. We have sold out the capacity of the container for the lettuce portion, which is 3/4 of the container right now. And the business model is split in between 2 different areas. So strong volume would be in the lettuce, because that's really for the volume buyers, especially for kind of those bigger catering companies. And then 25% of the farm is dedicated to niche varietals. So for example, I grow shiso. Shiso is a Japanese herb. It's very, very hard for chefs to find. Usually you have to get it shipped from Japan, or there are some places in New York, but then when it comes, the containers squish, the leaves are damaged. So that was one of our first products we did based on customer discovery. And then we're also not only the farmer, we're also the distributor as well. So we know exactly where it's going from the farm straight to the chef. And I'm doing the delivery right now. So the goal is to get 3 more shipping containers this year, and then shifting our margins within the container from 75% lettuce to 65% to really concentrate on those niche varietals as well. And then still we will do the harvesting and delivery. Competitive landscape, there's a lot going on here, so let me narrow this down. There's 4 really key categories as far as like where we sit with competition. Traditional farms, they're fantastic, they do scale. Unfortunately, there's really not year-round availability just because of the climate, but they do have food storage, which is also very helpful. Then you have your industrial vertical farms, these larger conglomerates that are doing hydroponic technology. They do things that scale year-round availability. However, they're only focusing on mainstream products and they're targeting direct to consumer. Then you have your food distributors, which are going to be your West Chefs, US Foods. You probably see those trucks all over when you're driving around. So they are doing the distributing, they are contacting local farmers. However, a lot of the product is still damaged and they're not the actual farmer. And then finally, the smaller vertical farms who use similar technology as me, they do have no desire to scale. Some of the biggest ones that we see is about 10 container farms on one site. But they're doing some great work, and they're really focusing on that local level within their small community, whereas we're trying to be more on a nationwide level, and they also use a different distributor. So where we fit in, we're both the farmer and distributor. We scale year-round availability. We directly take it from the farm straight to the location. There is no need for storage. We don't have any refrigeration, and we're just providing the freshest produce that we can on a hyper-local level. So then finally, kind of the go-to-market to show what the vision is. Right now we're on this phase 1, so we're right in Maplewood. And then we want to target a big national food institution. So currently we are targeting Flick Catering. They are currently in Wash U, so we've just started with them. And then to be able to scale into nearby markets. So right in Maplewood, I can actually have 10 shipping container farms on that property I have right now. Let's say St. Charles is the next food location, I would have the next farm site there. So really targeting just neighbor local markets, and then try to scale up throughout the Midwest and beyond. And finally, who's the team right now? So I am the sole founder. I have experience within hospitality, 14 years. I worked everything within food and beverage front of house hospitality. So for me, my biggest passion is to make an impact for my clients, which are the chefs. I think food creates memories. It's more than just something that we need for energy. And then Jen, or Elle, she is my current farmer. She's done 9+ years within farming. And she was very enthusiastic to get into one of these shipping containers. That was actually one of her first days when we were farming together. And I actually recently hired a part-time farmer who will help me do the delivering. So that was how I was able to be here, because normally I would be in my truck delivering lice. But biggest ask, like I said, is, I haven't presented in a long time. We're really just starting to get ready to scale, which is exciting. But if there's any questions as far as business model or anything, I'd love to hear it, because I'm trying to be able to paint this picture for everyone. So.